too big difficulty in their life. Exam from their parents cannot be competing, or maybe doing more the proper. They are making things to be difficult in Nigeria. So I wish that Jamb should be scrubbed out entirely. Thank you very much, Israeli.
Okay. He's suggesting take Jamb away completely. You can't have Jamb and still have post UTME. Nigerian for every level you get to in life, exam, get the certificate and move on. If you want to get into SS1, you also have to go through your junior WAEC. Then you get into SS1. Now, for you to be able to get into the university in Nigeria, you need your WAEC or your NECO. Makes a lot of sense. And like the first school living certificate, it's valid till forever. In fact, if you need to work in the civil service, you have to produce it. For your WAEC and your NECO, it's valid till forever. So as long as you have made your papers the first time, you do not need to resit for that exam. In fact, it's even flexible in such a way that you can combine two results. It's either you can combine your WAEC and your NECO. Maybe you didn't make your literature in your WAEC. Then you made your literature in your NECO. You combine both results. Or you didn't make your literature in the year 2023. But the year 2024, you go and write, make your literature. You combine results. But those two results will still be valid. So you have it. It's there. Whenever you are trying to seek admission, you just go and bring it up. And then you go ahead. But with Jamb, it's different. It is different. And like someone has rightly mentioned, and like I rightly said, you would have to pay for every time you do not get an admission. Now, what is the defense of Jamb? I will share after reading this message. This one is from... Sorry, hold on. Okay. I may as well just wait for that message to drop because of network fluctuation. I can see it on... Oh, it's a voice note. I'm sorry. You would have to call if you want your voice to be heard. But if you're going to, send your contributions via WhatsApp and Telegram, you would have to send it as a message, like a typed text, as opposed to a voice note. Nigerian for good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Okay, I think my honest suggestion is every year Jamb sets a cutoff mark. Okay, so let's say the year the cutoff mark is 200 or 180. To me, what I think it should be is once you score 180, that means you have automatically passed Jamb.
Mm-hmm.
Then that your 180 results should be valid for the next 2 or 3 years. For those who did not score up to 180, they can try the next year. How can somebody score 220 in Jamb or 240 in Jamb? For some reason, for maybe the aptitude test of the school or some ridiculous reason, maybe you didn't get an admission, and next year, okay, imagine by the next year on the day of the exam, you fall ill or something comes up. You don't write the Jamb again. You have to go for another 1 year after you have scored 240 the previous year. To be honest, I think it's unfair. If you score 240 in Jamb, it should last for at least 3 years. That if you have passed the cutoff mark. But if maybe you wrote and scored 120, 130, okay, it is understandable that you write the next year. But why Jamb is now bent on it should be any year? I was looking at one statistic. We were just looking at money or the figures. They said Jamb submitted 8 billion naira to integration account on 2021. How many billion in 2020? And they used 3 billion. That means they had excess of 5 billion. The government was already beginning to see exam fees as
a means of revenue generation.
Revenue generation. It is ridiculous and shameful. No, it shouldn't be like that. Once you pass Jamb, leave it for 2 years.
Okay, it's one thing, like I said, this is what we have been clamoring for the longest time. Now, if this is not feasible, what should be the way forward? We can't keep going back and forth. The refs cannot keep bringing this up every now and then and unanimously agreeing, but Jamb is refusing to concede. So what should be the way forward?
No, Jamb cannot be above what you call our lawmakers. Our lawmakers are there to
Jamb is an executive body on its own.
That's what I'm saying now. The executive also has the lawmakers to technology the activities of the executive. If we want to see it like that, we shouldn't even be giving the executive that so much power. The people that you have in the Senate, the 360 members of REP and 108 members of the Senate,
hold on.
200 million people.
Hold on. No, we're going to look at this. We're going to look at this from legal perspective.
This exam should be 3 years.
We're going to look at this from the legal perspective, okay? From the legal perspective, they're saying that the onus does not lie on them to decide for Jamb. They can only give advice. It's more like they are making a request to Jamb. Please consider. They cannot impose it on them. It's up to Jamb to now say, okay, we will consider or we will not consider.
Then that is utterly ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous.
All right, thank you. Right from Marwan, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Wallo.
Good afternoon, welcome.
Thank you. For me, the National Assembly should enact the law. The law should pass through first reading, second reading, and get to the House Committee on Education. And let the law be passed. Then Jamb will obey. There is no way, if it has been enacted to law, that if you have taken Jamb, that Jamb should last for 3 years. There is no way Jamb will ignore that. I think there is we are obeying constituted authority. And also, for me, the way I look at it is that now, if you look at NECO, people take it and it's valid forever. Also, what is also forever. Now, if you take the Jamb, let it be that either they scrap the post-UMT or they scrap Jamb. So that if the child gets his YX 5 credit, automatically you can gain admission. Or if you take the Jamb, if there is a cutoff point, like this year, Jamb bring cutoff point at 140. If that is the template, when the child takes the Jamb and it's 140, then automatically, if you cannot secure admission this year, next year you can still try with that cutoff point. If you don't get it, the following year you can still try. If that doesn't work, before you can go and take Jamb again.
Okay, Brad, can I come from another angle?
Okay.
I seek to read medicine in a choice university, and my Jamb results for this year will not guarantee me reading medicine. I may have to settle for either pharmaceutical study or med lab or microbiology that some of us have nicknamed small biology. There is that opportunity for me to take Jamb the next year, right? And get up to a good score. You know, I have to work harder, attend extramural. You say that's what they call it, extramural classes. Is it extramural classes? I don't know. Those evening classes now that students go and attend to prepare for WAEC and Jamb. Good. So I have that opportunity to do so because I am aiming to get at least 260 that I did not get this year. Some people are saying that, you know what, if you now make this thing valid for 3 years, it means that until after 3 years before I can try again, before I can score up to 260 to get medicine, which I originally desire. Else, I would have to be made to settle for something I may not necessarily want to study.
For me, let it be that if you give voluntary, if I have, let's say I have 200 at the second point this year, and I want to go into medicine, and if that cutoff point couldn't take me to the medicine and I go into med lab or biology, I think for me, let it be that the Jamb does not exclude me. Let it be a matter of choice that I will not decide to take that Jamb the following year.
Okay.
Let it not be a mandatory something that you must go for the Jamb.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
So we should have a chance to choose. That's what you're saying. Charles Cotterer says tertiary institutions are cashing out more than Jamb itself. UTME should be scrapped now. Charles Cotterer. Good afternoon. If the duration will be 5 years and minimum of 180 cutoff mark, then I'm okay. But if they disagree and still stand on their ground, then Jamb entirely should be cancelled. There's still exams to write before you enter any university. Jamb don't actually have that much value because even if you pass Jamb and fail those university exams, you will still not be admitted to those universities. Solomon from Igbo. There is that which is basic. It's expected that anyone who wants to go into the university to study should at least have a foreknowledge or a gradable. How am I trying to structure this now? At least there should be something we should hold on to and say, you know what, this person is good to go. So maybe you have found a way to pass your WAEC, you found a way to pass your NECO. Are you saying that it is not relevant to find something else that shows that you are ready to step into the four walls of a higher institution? Mayor from Lumini, welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mayor.
Yes. Okay, Jamb should know that post-UTME has taken their place. Post-UTME is valid for just 1 year. Jamb cannot be valid, should not be valid for 1 year. Otherwise, Jamb should be scrapped because they should just extend their validity like a lot of persons are saying. Why post-UTME remains 1 year? Because if they
Mayor.
and post-UTME is also 1 year, it doesn't make any sense. Jamb should just, set the cutoff mark for entry into university, and the universities will take their own exam to admit their candidates. So Jamb should use the opportunity to extend their time. Otherwise, they will be scrapped. I don't see what Jamb is doing again. They don't determine the admission.
I remembered once upon a time when a conversation was brought up about Jamb bringing their cutoff mark even to way lower than it used to be. And some of you still came out and said, the standard is dropping. The standard is dropping. How can you say cutoff mark will be like 100? What is 100? When the total mark is supposed to be 400. Patrick, welcome. Go ahead, Patrick. Turn off the radio set.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go ahead.
All right. Talking about Jamb, I think one of the purposes for creating that board was to re-examine and ensure that the quality of students from the secondary school cadre will meet up with the challenges, academic challenges, or academic, should I say, expectations in the tertiary institutions. And with time, we have seen that Jamb have been on, and the university themselves now all reasons that the product Jamb is giving to them does not satisfy the initial purpose of Jamb. Hence, they had to invent their own internal examination to screen the people who have been screened by Jamb. My dear sister, if you employ a gate man in your compound, and that gate man is supposed to alert you, even if he cannot stop the thief, but at least supposed to be awake and alert you that danger is coming. And that gate man is not doing the job, but the dog you have in the house is doing the job.
Okay.
Creating awareness, not really opening of gates in this time now.
Okay.
Jamb is supposed to screen people who are to enter the university.
Welcome back to the show. This is Nigeria Info.
Sorry about that, Patrick. Go ahead.
All right. So Jamb is supposed to screen people who are to get admission into the tertiary institution. That people who pass Jamb, one reason or the other, are not satisfying their own standards, so they have to set standards for us. See, my dear sisters, it is the parents that are the parents and the students that are suffering this thing. Just like we have WAEC and NECO and GCE, Jamb and POSUEMI should be alternatives.
Okay.
If
right.
you pass
Thank you,
Jamb,
Patrick. Thank you. I think you've made your point already. Cotterell to Bob Banimi says, I concur the resolution of the Green Chambers. Before I graduated, I wrote Jamb 4 times, and the minimum I scored, which was the 4th time, was 219. Universities refused to give me admission, so I decided I want to write again. So I opted for Polytechnic, having written it 4 times. I think UTME should be scrapped totally, and Jamb results should have a minimum of 1 year validation, and preferential treatment should be given to those who have existing Jamb results a year after. I mean, universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education should give preferential treatment to those with existing Jamb results before they admit new ones. That the Ministry of Education implement this motion unanimously agreed by the Green Chambers. Good afternoon, lovely. The purpose of Jamb is defeated. I was admitted by Jamb to my school of choice. If Jamb is still admitting, there won't be case of forgery of results because they will send your name and score directly to your school of choice. So if Jamb can no longer decide those who should be admitted except aptitude tests, Jamb should be scrapped and the various schools do the entry directly by themselves. Lady V, either one should go. Interesting. Afternoon, Didi. In that case, you should go for the extramural classes for the first time. Why wait to get less than 260 before considering extramural classes? Dave, send that in. Is it possible for 30 years man... Okay, I don't understand what your message is about though. Denise, what can I say? Nigeria, oh Nigeria, my country. When a matter comes up for discussion like this, God or the devil will bring those to talk for or against. But do you know that there are universities who claim to be superior to others? Nigerian problems are great and enormous. OVA from Port Harcourt. This should be my final caller before the news break. Nigeria Info, good afternoon and welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too. Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, how is the work?
Oh, we thank God. It's good.
Dennis, do you know that this Nigeria, everything changes us. We don't even change it. Rather, things change us. Politicians will change us, we agree with them. Jamb will change us, we agree with the Jamb. We remember that before this time, Jamb was the only institution that is capable of, or that has the responsibility of, admitting students.
Into tertiary institutions, yes.
Yes, but today, you can even score 360 in Jamb. At the end of the day, there will be no admission. I remember what happened during my own time. The person that scored highest, that had the highest score in my faculty that time, after he was UMC, nobody saw that guy again because he could not make it. Now the question is this: what is the relevance of Jamb? How relevant is Jamb? If you will score highest, maybe like this journal that made the highest score, 160. Then at the end of the day, the person fails to get the admission. What is the relevance of Jamb?
Okay. All right.
So for me, Jamb should be scrapped.
All right. Final message reads: Jamb should not be scrapped. Rather, POSUEMI should be scrapped as it was in the beginning. Emmanuel Igbagiri Sendari. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. Unfortunately, we're pressed for time at the moment, so we'll go on the news break, and after that, the Further Money program and every other thing continues right here on the sunny side on 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. But you can continue to drop your comments on our social media handles: Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, underneath the post, and Facebook page, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH.